Hello there. I am excited to be joined today by Yager Cantwell, who is the founder and CEO of Pop and Duo, a gourmet popcorn and lemonade company based in Oceanside, California. And he actually started this business his junior year of high school with the original goal of funding his college education. He wanted to be an engineer. And so he went to college, put the business on the back burner, but this entrepreneurial spirit was still fiery within him and ended up winning. And he ended up leaving college to pursue Pop and Duo full time. And he created the business and brand to bring popcorn to life, and that a popcorn company can be explosive and exciting. And Pop and Duo can be found at local farmers markets now, the beaches, wineries, online, and they are available for special events and private events as well. So welcome, Yager. Thanks so much for being here today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Awesome. I love the story. And in true entrepreneurial fashion, it's just, work for yourself and keep things moving. Sounds like it was always within you. Yeah. So congrats on your growth to date. What would you say has been one of your keys to this significant growth over the past few years?
I think a big success factor for us has been the collaboration between me and my sister. She's been very helpful along the way, along with our marketing, and she's in charge of our Instagram posts and things like that. So she's been very influential on that side of things, as well as my drive to always be at all these events. We do 2 to 3 events sometimes on a single day.
Yeah,
and so that's with that ability to take on those risks and employ those people, buy these vans. We've been able to have some serious growth, and so we've been able to keep getting bigger. Although we're sort of at a point where, do we go bigger or kind of hang out where we are? So that's kind of been the thing on our minds lately. So
yeah. Well, and it sounds like your growth, you look at, making investments into the company, whether in more trucks, investing in more events, because with events you have to pay typically up front to be able to have a booth and things like that, as well as in team. I mean, team with the right team members, they're an investment, not an expense. And it sounds like with your sister, having the right partner in growth have been key. What do you think are some of the common misconceptions about running a business, and how do you address them?
I think a lot of people think popcorn should be way cheaper, and in some situations it could be. However, in order to turn a profit and make it worthwhile to run a business like this, you've got to sell your product for something that makes sense for me. And I think that's been a struggle throughout the years, is people having a misunderstanding of what it takes to run the business, and the costs associated with doing so. Costs of between insurance and employer taxes and just all those bills, they add up, and there's a lot of bills to pay. So in order to make money doing what we're doing, the price point has to be somewhat reasonable. So that's been a struggle for us.
Aligning your price point so that you're profitable. So it's not just like, let me pick a number out of my butt, for a lack of better term. It's the numbers have to make sense, because you're in business to make a profit, right? But also to provide, and specifically for you and your company, to provide this higher level of product and an experience, right?
Exactly.
So in relation to financial management, do you have any advice for new business owners?
I mean, I'd say good advice is to always kind of save your money. I think in business, there's a lot of opportunities that can come your way, and you never know when you might need some funding to, take advantage of those opportunities. Although just starting off, if you don't have a ton of funds, then I'm not sure.
Do you have, what sort of habits or discipline as the business owner, as the CEO, have you started to be able to put money away into savings?
That's a good question. What kind of disciplines do I have? I don't know. They're probably there, but I don't acknowledge them.
Mhm.
Um, but I've always made it a point to, I don't have like a certain percentage or anything, but
Mm.
I personally don't go out of my way and buy a lot of things or spend a lot of money on things that I just don't need. I'm
Yeah.
very like minimalist, and
Mm.
I stick to things that I like that are needs, not really wants.
Mm.
Of course, sometimes we go out, maybe we go skiing or go on some kind of vacation, things like that.
Mhm.
But I try to keep the stuff I have very, very minimal.
Yeah.
That way I can avoid, wasting money on things I don't need.
Mhm.
Another good thing to do is, buying things used. I'm constantly looking through Facebook Marketplace for like business equipment to see if I can ever just acquire things. Even
Yeah.
though I may not need them right now, I will need them in the future for the business. And so if I can
Mhm.
acquire used business equipment
Yeah.
cheaper now, then when I need it, I won't have to like struggle
Mm.
to buy it brand new.
Mhm. That's a
That's one
great
of
step.
those
Well,
money
also
things to do.
you're creating the vacuum, right? You're buying this piece of equipment that you know you're going to need in the
Mm,
future. So it's
yeah,
creating that space where it's like, well, I got to fill this space because I got to use that piece of
yeah,
equipment. Wow,
exactly.
that's a great tip. Facebook Marketplace for used equipment.
Yeah, yeah.
If you had to start this business from square one again, what would you do
Mm,
differently?
what would I do differently? That's a good question. Um, I think I'm really young and I'm new to this whole being an employer thing. And I think starting off, I didn't totally know the value of employees.
Mm.
So if I were to start things over, I would more so focus on having a really strong employees and focusing on their retainment, um, and making sure that they're really happy, because I think they're probably the most valuable asset to Pop and
Yeah.
Duo as we grow. Because if you don't have the employees to do a great job, then your customer loses out and I lose out, and
Hmm. Yeah.
so that would probably be the biggest thing.
Well, as an employer, you have a really fun brand and also a great
Hmm.
quality product. How do you um, how do you keep that energy going and that productivity going in your team to match the brand and the culture?
So how do I keep, like, what do
How
you
do
mean
you
by
keep
that?
so as an employer,
Hmm.
what are some strategies or are there specific things that you do for your team to help keep that energy and productivity alive?
Well, so that's probably an area of improvement that needs to sort of be worked on, is having
Mm.
some sort of outside of work employee engagement.
Okay.
Right now we only have 4 employees.
Hmm.
Um, so and everyone's got like very different schedules. Some of my employees are still in high school, so they have like a Monday through Friday they're in school.
Sure.
Um, so it's kind of been difficult to schedule sort of outings. Like
Hmm.
my days off are sort of Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah.
and so I would prefer to do kind of the things on Tuesdays.
Mm.
So I guess it's been difficult to schedule those sorts of things, but
How about on-site? Because
yeah.
on-site, they've got to have, you probably have systems in place for like setup and tear down and how to
Hmm.
engage with people in the best way. So, and there's long days, those events, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So, in relation to the events, how do you ensure that your team stays engaged and energetic?
Well, I guess throughout the day, we're definitely always kind of working on, I guess, like kind of like a sales pitch,
Mhm.
sort of like customer engagement, making sure, we're not just letting people come up and buy one bag. We're always trying to engage them to check out other flavors and maybe
Sure.
sample something else.
Yeah.
Because we have these new flavors that people are like, what is that? I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
So it's good to make sure that they, get a chance to try those and, maybe buy more than one bag.
My curiosity is totally piqued now. What are your
Hmm.
flavors?
Mm, great question. So on a regular basis, we've got about 7 flavors in the booth,
Mhm.
sometimes 8. We do have like more online, so we can always make like a specific flavor.
Mhm.
But our most top flavors are like watermelon, tahini, churro. Sometimes we make a dill popcorn. That one's really good.
Mhm.
Lemon pound cake. We've got
Mm.
regular kettle corn, of course, caramel corn. We make a caramel apple. We do white cheddar, regular cheddar. like a jalapeno cheddar sometimes,
Mhm.
sometimes a caramel cheddar.
Yeah.
Every day is a little different. Sometimes we like go like 3 days with the same flavors, and then we go the next like few days with a different flavor.
Mhm.
But we always have the basics,
Yeah.
so we like to mix it up a little bit. But
Mhm.
yeah, watermelon tahini and churro are my favorites,
Yeah.
and I think watermelon tahini always people are like, what is
I would
going
be
on there?
surprised by that. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
definitely intrigued. Also, it's, getting close to lunchtime here in Southern California. So
yeah,
it's I'm just like,
yeah. We'll have
oh,
to send you some popcorn.
yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. And I'll look for you at local events as well.
Yeah.
So how do you balance your personal life with the demands of running the business? Or do you?
That's it. I don't.
Yeah.
um, I mean, I am the business, and
Mm.
like I'm always working basically, except like even on a day off, there's something to do. Whether it's some sort of paperwork, or you got to go to the store and restock. Um, I've got to clean out the vans, or just
Mhm.
there's always something going on. Got to run payroll, all that fun stuff. So balance has been difficult in the past 2 years. I've been really focused on working all the time.
Mm.
I think my first like full year of doing Pop and Duo, which about 3 years ago we really went full time.
Yeah.
So that first year uh, was wild, because I was working like 6, 7 days a week,
Mm.
and I was working from, I don't know, 7 a.m. until like 1 a.m. Like I just was all day, every day.
Mm.
And so it has been difficult for me to balance,
Yeah.
but I'm getting much better at it now. Between family, visiting family, eating at a regular
Mm.
basis,
Mm.
and then working. So
Yeah.
it's been getting a little bit better,
Taking
but
care of yourself, right? Well,
yeah.
also, so you have to take care of yourself, people take care of the business, and now you have a team. So
Hmm.
it's taking care of them as well as ensuring that you are taking care of yourself. So it sounds like it's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's definitely a work in progress.
Yes. Great. So where do you see yourself in 5 years, and what's next for Pop and Duo?
That's also a great question. So Pop and Duo will always have a focus on the mobile events.
Mm.
That's sort of our bread and butter, of course. Uh, right now we're looking at properties to rent,
Okay.
uh, spaces that would work out as a kitchen plus storefront, and
Mhm.
that would enable us to do a lot more and have a lot more flexibility in like what we're capable of,
Yeah.
as well as have like a permanent place to sell.
Mm.
Because being in the mobile business, everything is temporary,
Right.
and we don't know when things would change,
Mhm.
or you know, hopefully everything basically stays the same for the next 15 years or something.
Mhm.
But with having our own dedicated kitchen, I'd like to be able to provide wholesale to
Mm.
some local stores around here,
Okay.
and then from there, we don't know where the future
Mm.
goes with wholesale, but it could be anywhere. So,
Yeah. But it's on the map. It's a goal. It's
oh
just
yeah,
mapping out that goal and what it looks like. Sounds like.
yeah, exactly,
So
yeah,
great.
because that's a
And
whole nother
yeah,
process to selling food.
another revenue stream.
Hmm.
So yes, just a different animal. Well, last thing I wanted to ask, do you have any special offers or promotions for Pop and Duo that you can share with people who are watching?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and make a special 20% off, discount for anyone who's watching this.
Great. Thank you.
Um, I guess maybe we'll call it interview 2023. uh, Maybe is there somewhere we could put a code at the end of this?
Yes. Yeah. If you want to
Okay.
just send it to me, and I'll actually put it in the description so that people
Okay.
can have access to that. But that's great. And thank you. That's a
Yeah,
lovely gift. Thank you. I will
of
take
course.
personally take advantage of that.
Yeah, there you
Um,
go.
and then how can people get in touch with your business? Where can we find Pop and Duo?
You can always reach us on Instagram. We're very active. We reply within probably minutes.
Mhm.
So you can message us on Instagram. You can email us. Our email's on Instagram, or you
Mhm.
can just Google Pop and Duo, and we'll pop up. And you can find our Google page. You can access us that way. Call
Yeah.
us, text us.
Okay.
We're available
You're
on
online, so even if
everything.
somebody's watching this in New York, they can go
Mhm.
online and order your products.
Yep.
Great.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
popandduo.com.
All right. Well, Yager, thank you so much for sharing your time and your expertise and challenges and lessons and successes with us. And I'm sure that this has inspired other business owners, and specifically in your category. It's huge that you have achieved this level of success to date and that you continue to grow. So super excited for you and what's to come. And, can't wait to see what's in store. And thanks everybody for listening in. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.